Oh, okay. Here's a little hate towards our friend Gavin. I love Anthony, but F Gavin McInnes from Dark Side with Love. Oh.
Everybody
Look,
hates
I'll,
Gavin.
I'm just gonna say, like I'm not like a hater of Gavin. I've had several pleasant interactions with him, but like the first time I ever spent time like in a group with Gavin, he was way too drunk and he started making up some story about like
Gavin drunk?
bringing
Never.
no, never. He started making up some story about like bringing Anne into a bathroom somewhere and like doing lines of coke with her and like just like being really weird and gross. And it was just like, wow, way to make a good first impression, Gavin.
He's America's provocateur.
He is.
He's quite
Like I don't like
polarizing.
no, that's really fun. It was and like my husband was there like watching this and he could tell I was kind of just like, oh, you're a real riot.
He's always looking to get the reaction.
And he does.
He
sure
does. Yeah.
He's good at that.
Sorry, not a Gavin happy room.
No, I was not even.
Like I said, I've had plenty of.
I'll say I'm slightly currently negative on Gavin, but that will dissipate.
Fair.
Yeah, he's not losing sleep over it. My God, he's not. He's living his best life.
He has never been my cup of tea, but that's just me, you know. But I think he's a nice man, you know. But
yeah,
not for everyone. Yeah,
I totally get what. Like, I understand. Like. That he did what was best for him. And you know what, like you can't say like, oh, why don't you care about these people you don't know? Like, why don't why don't you care to handle this in a way
and when companies merge
and sympathy when you may not have those qualities, you know?
Right. Right.
And it's like he was there to do a business thing, not to do a human relations thing, and
right.
So
when businesses merge, people get fired all the time, honestly.
Every time. When I was with Now This, and they merged with Group 9 Media in 2017, there was so many layoffs, and I wasn't laid off right away, but I felt it. But they like there's a lot of things that happened during those times. Like I was responsible for one of the verticals and they just got rid of it and didn't tell me it was happening. And I was like busting my ass producing a bunch of content for it. And then they just got rid of it. They never brought me in to say that they were going to sunset it. They announced it on an all hands meeting. And I'm just sitting there like just smiling like, ha ha ha. And I'm like,
well,
what the fuck am I going to do now? It's never pretty. It's all for the best interest in the direction of what the company wants to do and the decisions that are made behind the closed doors. And but then that's also like I'm giving an example of a very large company. And what Compound Media was a little different.
It's hard being a boss, right? Yeah. So
there's a lot going out in that with that. And there was some things that just weren't working to increase the numbers that were needed. And so when those things don't match up, you have to start making bigger decisions instead of having it get sucked dry.
Well, there's no Anthony hate. Like
I know there's no Anthony hate.
So exactly, you know what I mean? It's just like
not one person is upset with Anthony.
Yeah,
no, he only wanted to try to do it in the best case, and honestly, like it was something that he knew he needed to do 2 years ago, but he really wanted to hold off on it, and he did, and it cost him a lot to do that, but he wanted to see if there was a better way to do it, and there wasn't, and so those guys got an extra 2 years, really. So, and then for people to say like, "Oh, you didn't get any severance?" Fuck you. Like severance, do you know what those guys got? They got thousands of dollars of studio equipment.
2 years, right? Like all the equipment.
Yeah.
Right.
They were gifted so much video studio equipment. So it's like for these guys who already have the talent and know-how, it's like, here, you're given this. Yeah, that's a pretty penny. That I would say that's severance. And then you're also going off of people promoting you. When you leave a job, they might refer you to another company.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your little leg up. Ant's leg up for everybody, or their leg up for everybody else is Ant promoting it, and then everybody else promoting it. And there's such a great community. And I think everybody should kind of stick by and not be so butthurt just because somebody had to make a business logical business decision. You know, it's not just about you.
Hey,
not you as the people who are working. I'm talking about you as the
Right.
viewers, these viewers who are, you know, all, but everyone's always going to find a way to be
viewers have
unhappy.
never
Everyone's going to be
never
bitching.
liked me, but personally, I mean, like all the viewers that I brought in liked me, of course, but the old, you know, I think the old school like Opie and Anthony fans, so many of them are just like, oh, like just never
Not
liked.
everyone is everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Again,
No,
yeah. Gavin, like, it's like he can be brutal, which is why people online are mad. But again, Anthony, yeah, you're right. I guess. I mean, he's done everything that he can do. So
My only thing is I wish I had more notice, because I would have done a much grander final episode, and perhaps I would have handled my maternity leave differently. That's all. But like, of course, when he moved down there, I thought, okay, like it's a matter of time.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, not everybody really does. When there's a layoff, you do not get a heads up. And I'm not trying to like make you feel a certain way by saying that, but it's just like I think about when I got laid off. I was just taken into an office and I recorded it. I have my layoff on because I was wondering if because I believe that I was laid off because of my affiliation with Anthony.
really?
Wow.
I believe that. I absolutely believe that. I worked so hard at that. My numbers, like I had numbers to actually give them. Be like, this is the numbers of this channel before I was producing and editing for you. Here are your numbers now. Like I created a whole thing like to negotiate, they never gave me a raise, but I would like bring these as like a, hey, like, for your yearly reviews. And so when that happened, yeah, that sucked. But yeah, you don't know. Like I would have loved to have known, and they
like, I
acted
would
like
have
they were going to
broken
help
up
me.
with Anthony long ago had I known.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad I wasn't with that liberal company anymore. I was
I'm
just like a
kidding.
sheep
Yeah.
in wolf's clothing. Wait,
Yeah.
wolf in sheep's clothing. That one. Yeah, no, it was awful. I mean, it was really like a blessing in disguise. It was completely miserable. But sorry, not to just go off on that, but really, it's like layoffs are never pretty, and I know Anthony loves everybody, and he's always willing to help anybody with anything. If I hope you guys know that if you needed something, you can reach out to him and talk to him about it. Maybe not so much of like I know Geno had called me to like try to get understanding. I was like, hey, I don't really know the details of it.
He
I
so
just know that.
respects what you said. You're like, put your big boy pants on, and
Yeah, like I'm gonna
all
give
the
you.
time. He
Yeah,
does.
like
He goes,
I'm like
I
if
gotta
it's,
hand it because nobody ever wants to bother Anthony, right?
Yeah.
But
right.
because the man has obviously done so much for Visconti and everybody. That's why no one says a bad word about him. So, but yeah, it's different dealing with Gavin. I think I'm only surmising because I with this man milling around, going back and forth in his head, and trying to deal with Gavin. But nobody has a bad word to say about
Yeah.
Anthony.
The thing with Gavin, like you have to also understand, like this guy was like the co-founder of Vice. He also found another company that digital marketing company. And now like he is like sort of like I would say like a prodigy in some ways when it comes to businesses. Like he is very, very brilliant in that. So there is that eccentric personality trait of him that can be considered unlikable because he does push the envelope with people and he wants to get that reaction from you. But also there is this like you do have to respect him in some form for what he has achieved. And then he was squeezed out of that company for his provocative ways and ways of thinking. So, we kind of know what we're getting with him. He is an open book in some cases, I would say. Unless, there are some things that some people want to say he's a fed, but he's definitely not.
All the bosses I've ever dealt with are people that I've worked with. Gavin is the first one to say when it comes to negotiation, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah. Or that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. And then just it.
All right. Well, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think HR.
I think that's the only thing that really struck me wrong about the situation was like a good employer would never bring somebody on and let them work without a contract. I just like that's just something that like, you established from the beginning. So like that just seems sketchy to me. Like because a lot of people who do that, like honestly, and this is just from my past experience. I'm not accusing Gavin because I don't know beyond what I'm being told right here and now. But like in situations that I've personally been involved with, where like they're kind of standoffish about offering a contract or standoffish about like negotiating that contract, it's because they're taking advantage of you and they want to like get more out of you than.
That's exactly what Now This did to me.
They're willing to pay for.
Yeah. I tried to get negotiate contracts with them, and they would just like, you know what? Well, we because we're gonna be like getting rid of this, we want to move you over here, and we'll see if that's like a good fit with you. And then we're gonna, and it's like, okay, I'm doing all this great stuff, and yeah, there is something sketchy about it. Yeah, you want that security, so I totally understand what you're saying.
So like, I'm saying, I'm not trying to throw shade on Gavin because I don't know what the circumstances were beyond like getting the 411 here on this show, but
maybe
like,
they're just old men that like we're gonna work on a handshake. You know?
It's just like that's just sketchy and like again like very indicative of people who take advantage of other people. And I've seen too many people fall into that situation to not like recognize that as a red flag.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, from what I understand from what Geno was telling me, that it was like a 2-week trial period. And I would imagine that that's just
what he said. It's just not what he said before. It's like,
oh, it's not what he said before.
What he said.
So he was kind of like just changing the rules as it went.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was haphazard everywhere. It was like
it went from you're coming on, you're gonna make the same as you made a compound, to now it's just a 2-week trial, to now it's this amount per episode, but you can only do one a week. It went from you have to do it from home to you can use the studio to you can't use the studio to you can have guests to you can't have guests to I'm afraid
Tifa will come to my studio if somebody knows where it is. But then I mean Geno just called Gavin and he was like, oh yeah, that thing I said about you're gonna get paid before, that was only gonna be for a little while until I did. Like, all right, but that would be okay.
I can see where that absolutely.
Yeah, that's very frustrating. I mean, and Geno, Jesus, imagine. Thank God I was out of town for the week where he was like.
I know, I got the phone call.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going like, and that's, I guess, just Gavin. Does it make it right? I'm not sure. But,
and I think Gavin is somebody who would respect if you got paperwork and you made a contract and you worked with a lawyer, if you know a lawyer who knows how to write that kind of stuff out, and you can just be like and come out with like, this is what I was making there, this is what I would like to make, and then like show it to him. Like,
well, you did a proposal.
I did that and he called it a TLDR.
He also said he told Geno that.
I love that Chrissie's like doing the right thing, and that's fucked up.
I try to be so professional, Missy, because I know what I'm worth. Like I know what my following is. I know what my numbers are on YouTube at least, and I was just trying to be like, I know I'm worth way more than I was making before. But again, I was doing that because I was loyal to Compound and to Anthony, and because I enjoyed doing it. So
And also the money guy said, yeah, write up a proposal. Geno and Chrissie both did that. Gavin, when he was talking to Geno, said, I read yours and then I got to hair and makeup on Chrissie and I stopped reading it. So
and it's not that I was like, yeah.
And wait, what was the hair and makeup about?
It's not like I was asking for a hair and makeup person. I just said like, this is the amount I need, which includes, and then again, like trying to write it out.
Being professional, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So you were accounting for what you use,
basically accounting for all the things I spend money on and
for the show,
like guest hosts, like like traveling for things. Like it was like a thorough.
So you had it like really specific.
Yeah, just because I figured like, why not be as professional as possible? Like,
that's what you were led to believe by the guy said, yeah, write up a proposal. I'm sure that'll be fine. Yeah, and you're just being not hair and makeup sounds vapid. I don't mean to say that or something like that, but you're just like, this is what I have to do. This is like, you were being professional. right?
You're
And then he's like,
itemizing.
I
You're
read that
doing,
and I
like,
just threw it away. Yeah.
Like all those shows on Compound that had like I remember when Milo had his show, like they had a hair and makeup person. Like that's not unreasonable.
Not that you needed a person, just this is
No,
the
not a
time
person.
and like a
Oh
yeah.
well, I mean they had a person. They had a person that was designated
I think
there.
that was just like, I don't think he was like what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, he wasn't supplemented the money. Or I really doubt that he was. Milo, I'm referring to.
Oh, Milo, yeah.
He was only renting the studio space with his show. He was not being paid by Compound.
I don't know the ins and outs of Milo's payment himself. I'm just saying like his show itself had an audience, had like a hair and makeup person, like had the behind the scenes people.
Right.
These are all things that were like standard. So it's like to like not even ask for a whole person to like just have that as part of it. Like yeah, that should be standard because like it's already standard in your studio. It doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it wasn't standard. That's not what's standard in the studio. What you get in the studio is that's standard is you have the booth guys and you have the technology and the lights and the space itself. And what you choose to do that under that roof is up to you and on your dime.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And Chrissie asks literally for nothing. I mean, you wouldn't. It's just an example of him, being like, I'm not even going to bother to read through this. I don't think Gavin wants a contract or something. It's like,
No, I don't
just
think he
go
wanted
along with me on my crazy train. And, I'm not even gonna,
Well,
so what's the situation right now then? Like, what is it still this 2-week trial thing?
I don't
Like,
think
what
it's
is
gonna
that?
work out. Yeah, I because I basically need to make more. To make it make sense for me on Censored, I would need to make more than I would make on YouTube, or else it's like, why bother? So, and he just is not gonna. He doesn't sound like he's interested in doing that. So I don't think it's gonna work out.
And then I know. And then why also if you
You know what I mean? Like, why would it make sense for me to do content for a limited audience that I can't put anywhere else, but make less money than I would? Like, let's say I do a show and I interview Kim here, and it's for Censored and whatever it is, 20,000 people see it, and I can't. It's only for versus if I do it for YouTube, I can make more money and I can monetize it and I can get super chats and I can get AdSense and I can put it on Rumble, Rockfin, Twitter, everywhere else.
Right.
And make way more money. Why would I limit myself in both viewers and money to do it for Censored? That was the only argument I was trying to make with him. So
right. Have you asked him if to like renegotiate maybe a new contract or contract?
He doesn't want to read one.
He doesn't seem interested.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's okay. That's how he is. Or
yeah,
whatever,
I would maybe be interested, but he really didn't seem interested in that. It like from like every step of the way, he has not acted like someone who was like really interested in having
negotiation.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It's all right. It's like you can't. It's really all good.
Geno doesn't even shit on him. Really, he's like, I just knew this is just how he is, and I mean, it just might not be right for me. And you never know. Geno just
no, but that's still like shitty to like have one preconceived notion and then completely have it like flipped and
the people that work for you telling you, write up a proposal, a thorough proposal or a crayon contract, right? Is that what he called it?
Right.
And then he goes, then Gavin's like, well,
I called it, yeah.
Yeah. And then Gavin, I feel like, was mad about that they even did that or whatever. And then he's like, well, I'm not even going to read through them. Now I'm going to offer you less than I initially did. That's pretty.
I still like what I said with Geno. I said, okay, so you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to make the greatest shows ever. To write a show every day, have a show written and ready, with space of like maybe like current events, but make like the best show ever, like your life depended on it, and go headstrong or headlong into it and see what those 2 weeks bring, but have your plan B ready. Like, know what you would want to do if you don't want to do it. And I even said to Geno too, I'm like, say that works, but maybe in the long run you don't even want to work for Gavin. Then don't do it. Don't do it.
It might not just be the right fit. And I mean, Chrissie, and we've been telling him that for forever, and he is trying to work on it. Yeah, he's a 55-year-old stubborn man, and
Stubborn
he's a
Italian.
very blow with the wind kind of like, I have to feel something. I need, you know what? If a light flickers, then I will go with Gavin. If it doesn't flicker, then I won't. Like, I mean, it's like deciphering. Who knows what? So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, let's.
And it's almost like Missy, that show that you're describing, like where you work really hard, you write it out, and then just put it on, YouTube. If you're completely canceled in that way, put it on Rumble. You'll probably make more.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's like almost like just that opportunity to do it. And then in the end, it really, a lot of times these things are, I want to say blessings in disguise, but everything is in some way or another. But, like things come out of this in a good way. Like, for example, when I got laid off and I hated it and I was just like, media is awful. I hate this. This is miserable. Like, I'm not doing what I want. I want to like reach people. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll become a personal trainer. And I make way better money that way. And I have a way better schedule. And I have people online I work with. I could just sit here and I can work, and it's great. I love that. And I'm actually helping people directly, and it's great. And I can still use my video skills that I use to send them videos, and I edit things for them. So
Geno thinks he's fat right now. Maybe he should become a personal trainer.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm just teasing.
From Russell Hall, no one should suffer the indignity of seeing their boss pull his cock out and wave it around before they even start working for him. That was a Friday Night Tights reference. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.